The Christmas story is full of complexity. A triune God, a virgin birth, the incarnation of a holy God in the form of human flesh. These are complex thoughts which theologians spend their entire lives trying to understand. Yet the Christmas story is full of simplicity. A simple girl in a simple time from a simple town who made a simple pledge to a simple man to live a simple life together forever. A simple birth of a seemingly simple boy in a simple place that is so simple, most people living in the day had never even realized it happened. If someone is trying to make a splash, the plan of God was far too simple. Attention demands complexity. The world's attention is best drawn by a show. A baby born in Bethlehem to parents from Nazareth is far too simple to change the world. Yet that is what Jesus did, and the simplicity of his coming is an integral part of the story. Why would he come in such a simple way? If he could appear however and whenever and wherever and to whomever he wanted, why choose the simple place, people, and coming that he chose? Christmas is the bold announcement that Jesus has invaded this complex world with an amazing simplicity. Never did he seem torn, uncertain, or divided. He didn't seem to struggle with a work-home life balance. He never had to question what was the right action. He was the same before children and kings. He lived by the same values at the temple or with tax collectors. He changed the world while living a life of simplicity. And he invites us to do the same. The simplicity of Jesus is born out of holiness. Being holy causes one to be whole. While sin divides, holiness results in a purity. There are no divisions in one who is holy. Holiness results in wholeness, which leads to simplicity. Complexity is born of sin. The garden wasn't complex until the serpent began to lure humanity with thoughts that God was holding out on them. The complexity of being an Israelite heightened with every disobedient act. David's life became much more complex after coveting and stealing Uriah's wife. Sin complicates things. Jesus saw no competition between speaking truth and loving people. He could easily be grace-filled while hating sin. He saw no need to be one thing before a king and something else before a child. He was the same in the temple as he was on the street corner. Wholeness led to simplicity. Yet everything Jesus did with the ease we struggle to do. We are different people in different places. We treat people in radically different ways depending on who they are. We do experience a deep tension between love and justice, grace and truth. The tension, the complexity, is born of an internal division. We are not holy, so we are not whole. Internal complexity causes us to see external complexity, all of which is exhausting. And yet it's to a weary people living in a complex world in which Jesus offers a life of simplicity. It's a simplicity based on truth. Aware of our standing before God, there is no need to put on an air of pseudo-holiness. Believing in the gospel story, we are free to love and forgive and extend mercy to others. Now, understanding the value of the human soul, we can treat all people with respect. Having received our identity from Christ, we can show respect to others no matter what they show back to us. Jesus invites us into a simple way of life. He does so through the Christmas story. He invites us past the appearances of false success and extravagant gift giving, out of the falsehood of living beyond our means via debt, out of the fake happiness because this season is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. And he invites us into the truth of the gospel. He offers us the simplicity of a Savior born in Bethlehem, a gospel which even a child can understand, a love expressed without the pressure of materialism, a messy spiritual family called the church. He calls us to giving more than receiving, to truth deep, meaningful, soul-changing truth. Don't allow the complexity of the season to drown out the simplicity of God's message. Hear God's call to a different way of life. Embrace the simplicity of loving and being loved, and enter into a simple relationship with Jesus in the midst of this complex world.